Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This might be closer to 10, but yesterday I was talking about some of the headache that I was having with doing sequencing on the SP404 mk2 and motion record. I had initially thought of using an external sequencer like the MPC or Ableton Live or something, and I've just decided I'm going to transfer this pattern here, pattern 1, A1, over into the MPC. So what have I been doing to do this? Well, I have basically set up one track each, and I'm basically naming the first two letters as the pad and then the number on the pad. So I know, or basically the bank and then the pad number. You can see some of these have letters. So like AD would actually be 13. Basically what I'm doing is A for bank A, and then 1 through 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So kind of like hexadecimal, but just a way to use two characters to get this in here. And then just kind of putting whatever the value or what type of sample it is or what the track is kind of doing. And then the row above it here, you can see like this says A1M. Well, this is a bass note, and I'm doing, you can't hear it. And it's a chromatic. It has to be played chromatically. So I'm putting M for mono, L for legato, and P for polyphonic. Right now, these are all M for this bass track, or for all these chromatic tracks. But I can like unmute, and I can just show you here. Like if I basically A5M, so play 5, shift pad 4 to get it into chromatic, so it'll work correctly. I can play it, and it sounds similar to the previous track. It's just that we're missing bass, pad, and like that blip sound. But I'm fine. It just means how I'm going to have to basically export stuff over one track at a time, one chromatic track at a time, and then I'll have to record it back in one chromatic track at a time. What I can do that's nice though is instead of doing this hokey motion record stuff where I'm hoping my timing's fine, I've actually got this B1 FX and B2 FX track, which is allowing me, if I come over to track 15, B1 FX mode, pad 14 into the step recorder, you can see I've got CC83, which allows me to choose what effect I want. I can choose 16, 17, and 18 for MIDI CCs to control knobs 1, 2, and 3. So basically, I'm just baking in the knob settings on the 1-1 and the very first event that the MPC is going to send over to the SP404 mk2 to get it much tighter for getting effects turned on, off, changing values, and all that stuff. So far, I'm actually kind of happy with how this is coming out. It's just a ton of work. It's taken me, I don't know, an hour to kind of figure out the process, naming convention, and all that. And then besides that, if I go back to track, you can see I've got this one track here. This is FS minor, F sharp minor. So I know when I can look at this really quickly what the heck the root note and scale is. So I can use something like the Ableton Move here, dial in what I need to for the root note and scale, and go to town playing on a controller that is a little bit more intended for playing melodic content. Anyway, with all this said, let me show you what I've been doing to get MIDI off of the SP404 mk2, which is, I'm going to go mute this. I'll unmute A1, M1. I have to keep unplugging the MIDI jack here for the output from the SP404 mk2, because a fun thing, if I play this pattern here, it's going to play every single pad note on MIDI channel 1 for all of the pads that are contributing to this pattern here, but it does not send chromatic data. So even if I do a shift reverse and mute out pads that I want to be silenced, it's still sending that MIDI data. So what I found has been the easiest way to get MIDI data from the SP404 mk2 over to the external sequencer is go copy. I'm going to go pad 1 to 16, tap remain, and I'm just going to tell it I want the bass note. I've got the other ones moved over. I'm going to hit copy, and now we're just playing the bass pattern. And to get this over from here, what I need to do now is come back in here and go dial in back to track 5, which is A1M bass. So I know I'm going to get this over, but I'm only going to have the rhythm basically of what I played, not the actual value of the notes, because the SP404 Mark II does not send that. It also sends a whole bunch of other like pressure data and other things that set duration and other stuff that I'm going to have to go back and fix all of this so that I actually have a proper note recording. This is all a mess and it's really annoying. But I think the effort will be worth it for me in the end. But let's go here. I'm going to hold enter, queue up this track that just has the bass notes, hold overdub and hit play. And we're hearing the drums play because I got everything kind of recorded over here. And at the end of the bar here, I just tapped overdub just to turn it off so that it stopped recording MIDI notes. But this gives me the rhythm. So if I go here and just hit pattern, if I now come in and hit play, you can hear it's just playing a C note basically. That's because this happens to be both a C note and the actual MIDI value that this is sending is C2. This is MIDI value C#2. So I would see it popping over here, but we're not recording right now, so it's not going to send anything over. But the important part is I at least have the rhythm. It's devoid of the actual note value. So I'm unplugged the MIDI from the back of the SP404 Mark II because that's going to cause me some headaches, because if I have to be in TREC mode to actually see what the notes are and be able to transpose them over properly on the MPC. So to do this part, what I'm going to do is go back to pattern. I'm going to go, we'll just start playing this, and I'm going to have to hold shift and record to get into TREC. I'm going to go pattern edit and hit pad 1 to see what the heck the note value is over here, which says -6. On the MPC now, I got to go mode and step edit, and I'm going to go all the way to 1-1, 1-0-1. And then from here, I need to make sure all these notes are starting at 48 because I've set all of my notes that I've recorded in here that are chromatic. They are playing a C note. So I need to start at 48, which is that white pad when you're in chromatic mode. And basically I'm just doing 48 plus or minus whatever the chromatic value is. And then that's setting the correct program. So this is a -6. So I need to change this to 42. Next up is a -1, so I need to be 47. And next up, after that, is a -3, so 102 48 is, wind back to a 48 -3 is 45. I'm going to just keep doing this, so I'm moving to bar 2, pattern edit. We're going again, 201 is 42, 48 -6 is 42. Next up is 44, because 48 -4 here is 44. And then we're going to go to the next one, which is 0248, and that is -3, so we got 45. And if this sounds super fiddly, it really is. It's very easy to make mistakes, but this is what we got to do. So at least this has been the fastest and easiest way, other than just figuring out replaying everything on an external controller. Anyway, 301 is 48 -6, so 42. Then we go to 4. 30172 is -1, so 47. Then we're going to hit this is -3 is 45. Bar 401. Pattern edit this. So this says 6 instead of -6. So we're going to go plus, which is going to get us 54. Then next up, 40172 is 4, so 52. 7 is a 2, so we're going to go down. That is 50. 11 is 1, so 49. Go down one more. We're almost in the home stretch. -1 is 47. And the last one is -3, so 45. So if I stop everything, stop this from playing, and exit out, go track mute. This is unmuted, so I can now play the bass note in at least the drum tracks. If I hit play here, it's not playing anything yet. I got to set the right MIDI value. So you can see MIDI is off. Gotta go change this to 16A. And we gotta make sure we play the note. So as I said, A1, M, play note A1, hold shift, get in pad 4 to get into chromatic. There we go. And it doesn't have enough duration for some of these notes because it was sending over like pressure control data or something. So I had to go fix all of the durations for these things. But if you're looking to get stuff out, this is what I found has been the best way to do it. Beyond that, I'm just going to keep playing with this and get stuff transferred over. It's going to take some time. But I think from here, I know how to get it from here back into the SP404 mk2, but this will allow me to do a lot better editing for duration, move notes around, use an external controller to do stuff. So looking forward to getting back in gear, working on this, and get something out there for you guys. Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.